Hi YouTube, it's P9 with the update of my worm deck. It's way better now since Hidden Arsenal 3, also dual terminals 1, 2, and 3 put together and stuff. So yeah, it's called my Look Out for Worm deck. Or there you go, bitch. Okay, so I run 2 worm solids. Now this is a really great card. You know how there's a worm apocalypse? This might be a better card than that. Gains 100 defense for each reptile worm monster in your graveyard. If your opponent takes battle damage attacking this card and the end phase step, select one spell or trap your opponent controls and destroy it. So it's an apocalypse, but not a flip. So if they happen to have like a noble crash out, your monster, the rest of your worm solids won't die. I run 2 of them because I still run 2 worm apocalypse, so I can use future fusion for worm 0. Now it's a weak attack, but defense is alright. And then if I use future fusion, it's gonna be a really great defender. He's gonna take over damage and you destroy spell or trap. So I run 2 of those. Worm bases is at 3, since I'm running Book of Moons and stuff like that. The effect flips one monster face down, face up attack mode. So if I have like him, not a him, like some kind of worm, or you can use it against your opponent. Like if it's a monster in defense mode, it sucks. Switch to attack mode and kill it. So yeah, it's pretty good. It also helps you. Worm Apocalypse, mana your bug, but for spells and traps. Worm Kratos, it's a searcher of the deck. Searches for 1 level 4 or reptile worm. Must from a deck to my hand. It's a Sangan effect, flip effect. Worm X, it's a really good card. It's a beater, 18 beater. Sends 1 card to the graveyard, and if it sends Yagan to grave, that card in the background right there, it could bring it back face down defense mode, and when it's flipped, it returns 1 monster in your opponent's side of the field. And since this is 18 attack, the other one is 18 defense, so it's pretty good defense. I run 3 of him, and then I run 3 Worm Yagans. This is the card I was talking about. It goes for X, so yeah. Worm Victory, the second main card of the deck. Maybe the main card, because when you feature fusion, you don't use it for your Worm 0 that much. You want it for Worm Victory. It's a man-eater bug, but better. Flips, destroys your opponents and yours that are not worm reptile monsters, and these are all worm reptile light monsters, so they don't be destroyed, but their opponents die. And it gains 500 for each worm monster in the grave, so that's a lot of game. I have 2 of those. I rank 2 of them. I mean 3 of them. Proxying a worm king, but I have 2 of them. Where is it? Worm King at 2. It's like one of the main cards in the deck too. It's like a dad, but a little bit less better. Too honest, of course, since they're all light. It's really good in this deck, even though it's not a worm. Worm Queen on level 8 vet could be attributed itself to being a Worm King. Also clears your deck out more. So they run 3 of them. Okay, Worm Queen Proxy. I'm missing one, so yeah. They're really cheap, so it doesn't really matter. Guys, those are all my monsters right now. Okay, those are all the monsters for the deck. Uh, okay, all the spells and traps are here. My trap card, Call of Honda, to bring back my worm victory for damage. Shadow Spell are proxies for snake tribute to snake deity that I have. Paramerization at 2. Future Fusion must have in his deck. Book of Eclipse. This is really good too in here. Trade in, you tribute Worm Zero Kings or Worm Queens so they could draw power. MST, of course, at 1 though, because I have 2 monsters would do that. Shadow Spell, Shadow Grave. Reason why is that if I have a Worm Victory face down, and if I have Worm Barsis, I can flip it over and just turn monsters in regardless. This doesn't really matter if you help them or not. Pot of Avarice. I might take this out. Don't really need it because you'll want monsters in grave. Might just leave it in there for draw power. Offering to the Snake Deity. This is the card I'm proxying. There's 2 more. And there's Shadow Spells. So I'm just going to Foolish Burial, sent any like worm into the grave that you really want in the grave, like Worm Victory and then Call the Hunter or Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn, of course, bring anything back. Or you could use your opponent's monster synchro with from the grave. And that's it. My extra deck is 3 Worm Zeros and some synchros. 2 Stardust, a Black Rose Dragon, Thought Roller Archfiend, Scrap Archfiend, Colossal Fighter, and a Magical Android. Yeah, YouTube, that's it. This deck is really good. I've faced my friends and I've beaten people with it. Like I've beaten top tier decks like Black Wings and Karakuris and all those stuff. I'm pretty sure I can win a lot of decks. I'm gonna face Gladiator Beast and others so that I can see if it's worth running or not. But I'm pretty sure it is. Main priority in this deck is to bring on Worm Zero, and then use his effect to bring back Worm Victory, and then summon Barsis to flip over Worm Victory and destroy your opponent's side of the field. And if you have tribute to Snake Deity, you tribute to Barsis, and yeah, it's game. It's pretty much game. The Worm Zero is probably gonna be like at least 5,000, and then your Worm Victory is gonna be over 7,000. So that's pretty good. So yeah, YouTube, that's about it. Try my deck out and rate, subscribe. Peace.